Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass, and let me introduce my new car, an Abarth 695 BiPosto Record Edition. It's a very long name. Off by saying that this is not the replacement to the F-Type. This is supposedly going to be my new daily. I bought this car so that firstly I had something to drive when I got back from the USA, but secondly so that I could begin my hunt to replace the F-Type with the option to get something a little bit more hardcore, because this will be my daily. However, if you know anything about the 695 BiPosto, you will know that this thing is so hardcore, I imagine whatever replaces the F-Type will be the more comfortable daily. So what actually is the 695 Record Edition? Well, it's obviously at base a 695, the most powerful Abarth that has ever been made, but 133 of these limited edition cars were made to celebrate Carlo Abarth's 133 records that he set in Abarth. It's a fairly ridiculous figure. They are all in this awesome yellow, which is Ferrari yellow. This is a Giallo Modena, or yellow, Modena yellow. But it's Ferrari paint. It was like one of the main selling points. The guy was like, it's painted in a Ferrari paint colour. I was like, oh, I need that. It's basically like a baby Ferrari. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful colour. I think if you go and order a 695 today, you get it in that matte, grey, silvery colour. So I love the fact that this stands out in banana yellow. This car also, the Record Edition, also comes with a 5-speed manual box. You can get that crazy racing dog ring box in the 695. However, for the Record Edition, they just gave you the standard 5-speed manual, which I was happy about, because as cool as the dog ring would have been, I think it would have been a bit intense to use on an everyday basis. So the standard manual was a much more appealing option for me. Okay, what else is different on the Record Edition? Very quickly, we have front and rear suspension, both height adjustable racing springs by Extreme Shocks. We've got 4-piston aluminium fixed brake calipers by Brembo, mechanical slip differential. We've got the lightened 18-inch alloy wheels by OZ Racing. There is carbon fibre everywhere, front splitter, side skirts, rear diffuser. The exhaust pipes are then Akrapovic, which is ridiculous. So as standard from the factory, you get Akrapovic. 695 BiPosto badges everywhere. We've got a roof spoiler at the top there. Under the hood there's even more carbon fibre, it's ridiculous. You can also see we've got the airbox by BMC at the top, and there's the intercooler with the racing configuration. Inside the car there's really not much to report. As I said, there's no aircon, no radio, so you get a few buttons, really hardly any, the most amazing carbon fibre backed racing seats, the roll cage, and that's about it. Now, long-term viewers of my channel might be like, how on earth has Sam ended up in what is essentially a Fiat 500? Because around 12 months ago, I made a video on my channel when I owned the 4C, claiming that the Fiat 500 was the worst car I'd ever driven. And now I'm obviously in a very tuned version, but essentially a Fiat 500. Now, observant viewers will notice that the number plate has actually changed since those intro shots. So I have bought a personalised registration for this car, ooh, STG, as you may have seen earlier. However, I was so jet lagged this morning after getting back from LA, I totally buggered up the transition, the changing plates process. So I got to be on this plate for like another 5 days and like that. So sorry about that. But yeah, ooh, STG is what this car will be running on. And basically, a few months ago, before I left for America, shock, shock, horror, horror, after I'd sold the Jag, I started to think, like, how would I move forward? What would I do about replacing that F-Type that I loved so much? And could I potentially look to get a small little daily car that would allow me to replace the Jag with something a bit more special, something that I didn't have to use every single day? So I started to think about the Abarth 595. Secretly, I had driven the brand new car when I went out to Italy to test drive the Abarth 124 Spider. The guys at Fiat were like, you must get in the 595! So I was like, okay, and I actually loved it. I thought the thing was so cool. So when I started to think, oh, daily, I thought, oh, 595 could be quite cool. So I headed down to the Fiat and Abarth dealer in London, went in there to chat about 595, walked into the dealership, saw this and was like, I want that. How do I get that? I had never seen something look to me so cool and so great. So this little pocket rocket, this little banana sitting in the corner with all this like carbon everywhere, these crazy wheels, the extra bumpers, the really raw and hardcore interior. And I was like, I shouldn't ask, but so how much is that car? So I started working with the dealer to see if we could make the prices work. And what it turned out was this car was completely unregistered. It had been bought, or it had been ordered by somebody 6 months previously who never collected it, and the car had sat unloved for 6 months with 32 miles on the clock. That may mean that no one else is stupid enough to buy a car like this, but I was like, that is amazing. It's basically a brand new car. My first ever brand new car, which has literally like got me so excited. And the whole time I've been in America, I've literally been like trying to keep this secret and just couldn't wait to get back to pick this little thing up. So somehow going in to potentially look at pricing for an Abarth 595 ended up with me buying an Abarth 695 BiPosto. So yes, this is the Record Edition 695 BiPosto. It is 190 horsepower as standard, and it is a pocket rocket. What is hilarious about this thing is it makes no sense as a daily. I have no radio, no aircon, no back seats, basically nowhere to put any luggage because I've got this damn roll cage that not only means that bags fly around all over the place, but also means that everyone can see what's in my boot at any time. It is literally one of the most pointless, but I think best dailies that anyone could buy. There is carbon fibre everywhere. There is a limited edition plaque down there. It's got Ferrari paint. This was, again, as I just said, one of the main selling points for this car. The fact that it's got the same paint as a Ferrari 360. I mean, one of my favourite cars, by the Challenger Darling. Standard 360, not so great, but anyway, let's move on from that. Oh, it just was like, what a cool and unique and hilariously fun thing to own. And if you know me at all, you will know I'm all about character and fun when it comes down to cars. Cars that make you smile. It's all I really care about. There are arguably better cars for the money, more sensible cars for the money, but I just don't care because looking at this thing and being in this thing, it just makes me smile. It is so hilarious. And the ride is so hard that I drive everywhere like, oh. But I just am so happy about that. I cannot wait, and I will be taking this thing on a track. I literally, one of the first things when I bought the car was like, I just want to book a track day. All I want to do is book a track day. And I've never felt like that about a car before. So I am going to be getting the racing harnesses. It's one thing that's missing that I really want. Racing harnesses, a helmet, and then I need to go and find a track day. But there's something about this car which really reminds me of my old 4C, and I have to say, when I first saw it, I think that was why I immediately fell in love with it, because I've been very open about the fact that I missed that 4C when I sold it, and this car is so incredibly raw and basic. It shares a lot of those characteristics. Yes, it's limited edition, yes, it's got a plaque down there, but there's no aircon, there's no radio, there is literally nothing going on in here apart from racing seats and Italianness, which is kind of what the 4C was all about. Obviously this car also turbocharged. So yes, performance. We are in a 190 brake horsepower, 1.4 litre turbo little 4-cylinder engine. This thing is so much fun. It is hilarious. It does 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds. And I think the biggest appeal about this is how easy and track capable it is. It is very much a track focused car, which is what I am most excited about. And like the 4C, this car weighs nothing. It is 997 kilos. It is so light. I could probably push it with my pinky if I needed to. There is so much more to come on this car in terms of performance, driving, adventures, etc. And I will save that for future videos. However, the one thing that you need to know is, as fun as this car is as standard, the push of one little button, really the only button in the entire car, the sport button, transforms this thing from a fun little banana into an absolute maniac. So there we have it, my new daily car. I can't quite believe it. I can't quite believe I've ended up buying an Abarth. If you watched my channel for a long time, you'll know that over 12 months ago, I slated the Fiat 500 as one of the worst cars I've ever driven. But many of you will know that this is a completely different proposition. I'm so happy that I'm gonna spend so much time in this car. It is also very exciting that it means that I've got something to drive around and begin the hunt for my F-Type replacement in. I think it looks so cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to do so much with it. There are many videos still to come over the coming weeks telling you more about the car. It's off to be detailed tomorrow by Stu at F1 Wax to make the car look even better in its yellow modern paint. Anyway, I hope you guys are happy. Give it a thumbs up if you are, and if you've enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more banana related content to come.